want a doctor. Looks like you have missile poisoning.
Mobile Strike. Download and play now. Free from the App Store.
We are back on this post-election Saturday morning with a quick look at more political headlines. Senator Lindsey Graham making a surprise suggestion for who should fill the vacant Supreme Court seat. Well, he suggests fellow Senator Ted Cruz. Graham once joked about, well, murdering Cruz on the Senate floor, but now saying, quote, there is no stronger constitutional conservative. Interesting. And it looks like Donald Trump was right about the New York Times.
I put down failing at New York Times. The newspaper's going to hell. Maybe we'll start thinking about taking their press credentials away from them.
Maybe they had to listen. The paper crawling back to subscribers, begging them not to cancel, while apologizing for failing to appreciate Donald Trump's appeal. Despite that, the paper does stand by its claim of fair coverage of this election. Abby, over to you.
Thank you, Pete. All right, America's hardest hit cities coming out for President-elect Donald Trump as he doubles down on his vow to improve their lives. Listen.
We are going to fix our inner cities. Every single American will have the opportunity to realize his or her fullest potential. The forgotten men and women of our country will be forgotten no longer.
So what exactly can Mr. Trump do for America's inner cities?
Here to weigh in, founder and president of the conservative nonprofit Stand, Bishop E.W. Jackson. Bishop, thanks for waking up so early for us.
Morning.
Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
So as you know, this is an important one moving forward as we look at making America great again, as President-elect has talked about throughout this whole campaign, the inner cities and working with local churches and parents and organizations. What can he do just in the early days of his presidency?
Oh, a lot, Abby and Clayton. And who would have thought that a New York billionaire would be the person who would offer hope to the inner city? God works in mysterious ways. First of all, he can bring the private sector into these inner cities, and he's talked about doing that. I would encourage people to read the speech that he gave in Charlotte and read his New Deal for Black America. The bringing corporations in and getting government out of the way will allow the economic and entrepreneurial spirit in these communities, and it's there, but we just have to unleash it. It will allow that to emerge. I think that's the first thing. That'll create jobs and create opportunity for people who now feel hopeless.
Now, Bishop, looking at some of these exit polls, pretty remarkable compared to 2012, what Trump was able to do over Mitt Romney in the Hispanic vote, 29% to 27% for Romney. Look at in the African-American vote, Donald Trump 8% to Romney 6%. And he said, of course, out on the campaign trail, you know, take a chance. What have you got to lose, you know, talking to the African-American vote? And then, of course, over the past 8 years, we've seen black youth unemployment through the roof under President Obama. So bringing these businesses into inner cities, that's one piece of this. What about education?
Oh, of course, Donald Trump talks about school choice. And look, those of us who really care about the education of people in the community, rather than just pounding the issue of race and racism and everything is a matter of race, we've been talking about parental choice in education for years. Republicans have talked about it a little bit. It looks like Donald Trump is very, very serious about it. It's going to take competition. It's going to take opportunity for parents to choose schools for their children that they think will best educate them in order to bring educational excellence into the inner cities. And that is essential to seeing these communities turned around. Look, here's my concern. Are we going to be 50 years from now having this same discussion about poverty, about crime, about murders in the inner cities of our community, of our country? Donald Trump, I believe, offers some hope that, no, we won't be talking about that 50 years from now, because he's a problem solver rather than a person who just wants to exploit people for his own political gain.
Well, certainly. A time to give him a real opportunity here for some change. All right. Bishop Jackson, thanks for being here this morning. Good to see you, sir.
Thanks for having me again. Thank you.
Well, the president-elect vowed to repeal and replace Obamacare, but did he have a change of heart? After his closed-door meeting with President Obama, the revealing new interview. That's straight ahead.
And it was the VA hospital that sparked an outrageous nationwide scandal. 2 years later, what's been done to fix the problems? Pete takes us inside the Phoenix VA to meet the new boss. That's next.
I'm excited for this one.